Hello everyone, Sigs here, and welcome to a narrated Twilight Lord Kelris encounter in the Blackfathom Deeps Raid in the World of Warcraft Classic Season of Discovery. So I have previously uploaded a narrated Lord Kelris fight, however I don't think it was a particularly good one. It just happened to be the first time that I got a chance to defeat him, so I wanted to upload it to show what the healing mage can do. This time I performed much better statistically, definitely not the best gameplay, no excuses, but this is coming off of a very long day at work, and honestly this group was kind of testing my patience, so I was a little out of it. Definitely didn't perform as well as I could have. I'm also not super geared. I have not been lucky with drops. I have some pre-raid BIS. I have a couple drops from raid, but nothing too crazy. You can go ahead and check my gear in the logs if you would like. Also, no world buff here. I do have the Blackfathom mana oil, whatever that's called, and a food buff giving me a little bit of extra spirit, but that's about it. Either way, I figured I would narrate and re-upload this video here so that you can see that the healing mage is absolutely a viable healing build. Go ahead and show this video to the naysayers, and you'll see that they can absolutely pump some HPS when needed, even when playing as poorly as I did. So let's go ahead and get into the fight here. So the first thing I do is I like to throw 2 regenerations onto the tanks and then try to sit down and drink. That way we can start the fight with full mana and beacons already out. A little hard to time sometimes depending on the group. But we go ahead and spam some arcane blasts right off the start just to get rid of some mana, and then throw an empowered regeneration on the rogue who is about to go down. Next up, we throw out an arcane missiles by mistake because we forget that arcane blast now clears on regeneration as intended. Anyway, we throw out some more regenerations on low health targets. We want to make sure we're maintaining it on the tanks there, as well as the hunter pet, anybody who's going to be taking hits. Kelris also hits the target with the second highest threat, so you want to identify who that is and try to keep a beacon on them. So we're just beaconing everybody up. We're like already out of mana, going into spamming, just going like full monkey mode at the start, basically burning through our entire bar of mana. But they did hotfix it so that arcane wands now contribute to beacon healing. So you'll see here, once I get pretty low on mana, I can just wand away, regenerate some mana until I can arcane blast again. The main thing is that you want to evocate just before phase 2. You want to go into phase 2 with full mana to heal, and you don't want to evocate in that phase because you don't want any downtime. You want to be healing with basically every GCD during that phase. So I went a little overboard here, but nonetheless, keeping everybody topped up so that you can transition well. So right about to transition here, I did swap weapons here as well. I have a spirit weapon, which will potentially allow you to evocate a full bar of mana 1 tick sooner. Because of the extra spirit, we go into the phase, we get mass regeneration out on the tanks and the melee who are going to be getting slapped. Now there's the shadowy chains, so we throw out a mass regeneration, and then we just want to go into spamming here. You'll see how much HPS this does, that big crit really topping everybody up. So we literally go into 3 arcane blasts into an empowered regeneration on the tank. Unfortunately had to move. And then we were dumb and went right into arcane missiles because we're still not used to arcane blast stacks clearing on regeneration as intended. Again here, we're like having a hard time actually burning through all of our mana with how quickly the boss is dropping, so we're just spamming mass regeneration and then regeneration on the shadowy chains target there, but by the time that's done, the boss has been defeated. So there you go. There's the fight. 105 HPS, which was a 99 Parse, which was rank 31 out of about 8,200 mages, according to logs. So obviously a lot more going on there than I can narrate in real time, but I just wanted to go over kind of some key pointers there. So I would say the main thing being making sure to keep your beacon on the active tank and whatever the second highest threat target is in phase 1. Probably don't go as crazy as I did with burning your mana as early as I did, but in that phase 1 you can kind of just go monkey mode and dump as much mana as you want for extra damage just to speed up the fight, as long as you can get your evocate in right before phase 2, and then when phase 2 starts, you just want to be entering the phase with full mana. And from there, it's just a matter of burning through your mana pool as quickly as you can to keep everybody topped up using mass regeneration whenever the shadowy chains spread. Otherwise, just using regular regeneration to get a beacon up on an individual target. Generally, I will not sit there and let the beacon entirely finish. I will just let it go for 1 tick to apply the beacon and then go into arcane blasts because that's going to do more healing than the extra 2 ticks of channeling the regeneration would have done. Obviously, healing parses are strange, you know, especially compared to DPS parses. You can only heal as much damage as going out. So this other priest was not particularly geared and not really doing a lot of healing. So that means there was more healing for me to do, more healing to be done, which is going to lead to a higher parse. Also, this group burned the boss very quickly. If your group is not burning the boss that quickly, then you may run out of mana before, you know, the boss is defeated, and then you're not going to be doing any healing. So timing, very important. Also gear, very important. The more gear you have, the more int you have, the bigger mana pool you have. And then after that evocate, I mean, you can just spam Arcane Blast and like not even run out of mana if you have a large enough mana pool and you defeat the boss quickly enough. So really that's a lot of what it comes down to, more so than any matter of skill, because as you can see, I totally botched the rotation multiple times, casting arcane missiles when I shouldn't. I forgot to switch back to my int weapon after I put the spirit staff on to evocate. My positioning was kind of poor. I had to cancel a couple casts because I had to move out of the puddles. So all around a lot of mistakes, but you know, everything lined up to where, you know, over 100 HPS, which is a 99 parse. Obviously other healers can do more HPS. This is just as a healing mage, that is a 99 parse against healing mages. But still, I'd say 105 HPS is pretty good for that fight. That's more than I've seen a lot of other healers do, even dedicated healing classes. So I think it's pretty cool and it's fun. You also contribute additional damage to the boss to speed up the encounter, which I think is quite valuable, even if your HPS is a little bit lower. But yeah, that's enough rambling out of me. Just wanted to throw this up because I've been seeing a lot of people saying that like healing mage stinks and all you do is run out of mana and it's not good and whatever. And it definitely is good in certain situations. So if you utilize it well in the right situations, I think it is pretty cool. Definitely fun to play and can be very powerful. So that is all for this video. Thanks for watching. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions. And if you'd like to take a look at the logs, you will see I did pretty well on a couple other fights too. 96 on Lorgus Jet, 98 on Akumai, 96 on the third boss. So if you'd like to see any of those videos, you can let me know and I can throw those up as well. Don't ask what happened on Gamura or Gelihas, don't want to talk about it. But if any of those other fights in the logs look like one that you would like to see the footage of, I can go ahead and throw it up. Just let me know in the comments, otherwise I'm not going to take the time to do that. I do also feel obliged to say, if you are still watching, please consider subscribing. This channel is not monetized. If I can get to 1,000 subscribers, then I can monetize this channel. And although I won't be making much, I will be able to justify spending more time making better quality videos than this one and making all kinds of other stuff that you guys want to see. So that is my one plea to you. If you would please consider subscribing, helping me out. If you enjoyed this type of content and feel like I earned it, then I can continue to make better things for you in the future. But yeah, that's all. So thanks for watching. Have a good one. Appreciate you. Peace.